What is going on, YouTube? It is Randy Talks Mets in the building, and this live stream is going to be about the Mets, guys. We are going to talk Mets baseball. We're going to talk the latest trades. We're going to get into it. Wow. All these big news about these New York Mets. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream, guys. We are going to talk about a whole bunch of news. You know what I'm saying, regarding Chris Paddock. Eric Hosmer. The news with the Mets trades. This is big, crazy. It's been a crazy day. With these trade rumors. Definitely, a lot of Mets fans did not look at this trade and want it. So, obviously with the trade being off, a lot of Mets fans are just excited to have the Mets, not trade Dominic Smith and not give up that, not get into that Eric Hosmer contract, because that Eric Hosmer contract, taking that $25 million from the Padres and basically bailing them out just to trade them again, just to trade Hosmer again for the Cubs. I know the Cubs need a first baseman, and I completely understand that, but goodness sakes, like, what's going on with the New York Mets? I know that the Mets want to make moves. I completely understand that, but we can't be desperate here. You know what I'm saying? Chris Paddock was a young arm, but he has not been good. His last season he went 7-7 with a 5.07 ERA. So come on, but yeah, guys. Welcome to the stream, guys. If you're new, definitely, leave a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, push those notifications, and you will get a notification every time I upload a video. So yeah, guys, how do you guys feel about the Chris Paddock trade being off? Are you guys happy? Are you guys excited? With the trade being off, how do you guys feel about it? Because I personally feel Chris Paddock, could have helped out the rotation a little bit, would have gave us another arm. But, obviously getting that Eric Hosmer, getting Eric Hosmer in the deal, no, thank you. I don't want Eric Hosmer in the New York Mets. And I know that the Mets were going to trade Eric Hosmer, but still, it doesn't make any sense that, the Mets were going to take on that contract of Eric Hosmer. Guys, the Mets already have, enough, with the payroll. So, they were going to take another $25 million from the Padres. Like, come on, it doesn't make sense that, with the trade, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Let me know what you guys think, man. But I'm excited, for the season. Still, I'm optimistic. I think, we're gonna have a good season. Obviously, with the DeGrom news, we know that it's been very, hectic. It's been drastic, and it just hasn't been good. With the situation of DeGrom. And the Mets are basically scrambling to make moves right now because they're desperate. They're trying to make moves right now because they know that, if Scherzer's hurt, then they got to really make moves. And, with Scherzer, hamstring, if that's an issue, that is a big issue for the Mets to deal with, So the Mets are doing everything they can, to deal with the situation. So, it is what it is. But I say definitely, the Mets have to do what they have to do, and I don't want them to give up top prospects, you know what I'm saying, for pitchers. So obviously a lot of people want Luis Castillo to come to the Mets, but I don't think Luis Castillo is in really the market, to be honest. Yeah, so it's not looking good right now. It's not looking good for the rotation. I'm very concerned. I'm concerned about Scherzer. Mets fans said Mets need one more starting pitcher. Maybe if Scherzer is a big problem, we have enough quality bats, though. Definitely, I feel like we do have enough quality bats. Bats wise, I'm not concerned. Definitely, completely agree with you. We need starting pitching. I completely understand. Obviously, the Mets are still looking. They're looking for options. Like I said, Luis Castillo, I don't think it's really an option because of the market. Obviously the Mets don't want to give up top prospects for Luis Castillo. And, you don't really know what you're getting from Luis Castillo other than a young guy, can definitely, has high velocity, but, has had issues, in the past. He's not the greatest pitcher, but definitely he's young, and he can definitely be molded. But I would say, definitely we got to do something, guys. The Mets, they're trying to do something. And, if they got to do something, and they don't give up the top prospects, and that's what I want, because I don't want obviously I don't want the top prospect traded right now. I feel like the farm is good right now. I feel like we just got to keep building the farm, and get better. But it all depends on where we're at in the trade deadline. I really feel like it depends on where we're at in the trade deadline, guys. But yeah, guys, welcome to the stream, guys. We're gonna talk Mets baseball. We're gonna talk the Mets trade news. We're gonna get into it. But definitely, let me know how you guys feel about the trade. Let me know how you guys feel about everything. Mets fans said we have a solid pen as well. One couldn't hurt though. Yeah, I completely understand. I feel you. I think that the bullpen, obviously the Mets are looking for other options, as well in the bullpen. You see, with the Emilio Pagan trade, they would have got Emilio Pagan, and he would have slotted in the bullpen very, very well, because Emilio Pagan is pretty much a pretty good reliever. So if the Padres would have gave up Pagan and the Mets would have got him, it would have been a good situation, because it would have helped us in the bullpen. But I would say personally, I think they definitely need to get a bullpen arm. Definitely get a bullpen arm. It would be nice. It would be really, good to help out Lugo, good to help out Ottavino, good to help out Diaz. So, let me know how you guys feel. Are you guys excited, about the season still? I know that the DeGrom news definitely, put you guys down, and I completely understand. And with the Scherzer news, it doesn't make you guys any happier. So I completely understand. I'm not going to lie. April Fool's was a really bad day for the New York Mets fans. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, if Hosmer wasn't in the deal, we would have done the deal. Yeah, definitely. Because nobody, oh my God, the Mets were even thinking about taking on that $25 million from the Padres and billing them out of his contract. And come on, you cannot do that. I don't care if you want to trade Hosmer again. The only way I would do that is if I would get back Pete Crow Armstrong. That's the only way I would do it. And there's no way that the Cubs are going to give up Pete Crow Armstrong at all. So it didn't make any sense. Eric Hosmer coming to the Mets. They don't need a first baseman. They got Pete Alonso. They have an amazing, a guy that's going to be, with the Mets for a very long time. A guy that, breathes Mets colors, loves the Mets, he has a winning attitude, captain attitude. So I'm excited, I feel like Pete Alonso's good. We don't need another first baseman. Obviously, with the Eric Hosmer, it was just because of, the Padres wanted him in the deal. That's the only reason that, he was even in the deal, because the Padres want to get out of that contract. They don't want to, pay him so much money. They want to get rid of Eric Hosmer because they don't feel like Eric Hosmer is really doing anything for them anymore. Now, it is what it is there, Mets fans say, who else do I think we could trade for? Well, I'm not going to lie. There's not really that many options out there. Starting pitcher wise, I think, the Reds are not really giving up their pitchers right now, and Luis Castillo's injured, and, also that other pitcher's injured. So it's not really a lot. I would say, a lot of people have been talking about Sean Manaea from the Oakland A's, or the Oakland A's with Frankie Montes. That is an option, Frankie Montes from the Oakland A's, but we would have to give up top prospects, because Frankie Montes is still a young guy, what I'm saying? Definitely could pitch, top of the line pitcher. So, getting that type of acquisition would definitely be too much of, and they're going to have to give up top prospects. So it all depends really, on what the Mets really want to do. But, I say that the Mets, if they want to make a move for starting pitching, then they got to do what they got to do. What is it called? JD Davis can still be traded. Dominic Smith can still be traded. I'll tell you this about Dominic Smith, guys. He doesn't even want to play in New York anymore. He doesn't because he doesn't want to play in a platoon role. He's tired of the bench role. And listen, I completely understand. A young player like Dominic Smith, I would want to play on my own team, and I would want to be an everyday player. Now, obviously, in 2021, Dominic Smith was not a very good player, and and he's not an outfielder either. So if Dominic Smith was to get traded, then come on, let's do it. Let's sub there, Randy. What's going on? There's no need to make any foolish deals, because all the teams know that the Mets are desperate and will try to fleece them. Listen, I completely understand, Daniel Kim. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that, but I feel like Dominic Smith, personally, with the news, he just doesn't want to play in New York anymore. He doesn't want to play in a platoon role, and I completely understand. He's a young guy, still has a load of control of years. So, I think a team will take Dominic Smith. I think Dominic Smith is attractive to some teams. And I don't know, what type of deal or what type of prospects or what type of relief pitcher that the Mets can get. But I would love to see the Dominic Smith traded because I don't think he really has a fit on this team anymore. Dominic Smith does not have a fit on this team. He doesn't have a place on this team, and they got to do what they got to do. And I think they are going to trade Dominic Smith. Mets fan says, I think if Dom is a DH every day, he would be good. Listen, yeah. Obviously, Dominic Smith wants to play every day. I know that he likes playing the field, but yes, definitely with the DH, Dominic Smith, if he was to DH every day, it's not going to happen because we got Robinson Cano. The Mets still have Robinson Cano, unfortunately. And with that situation, they want Robinson Cano to play. And so Robinson Cano is going to get a lot of the DH time. So Dominic Smith is not really going to get a lot of time in DH, and he's not going to get a lot of time in the outfield. And I don't think the Mets really want to see him in the outfield again. Now, in the outfield, Dominic Smith got better, but, I agree. Dominic Smith doesn't fit. Dominic Smith does not fit on this team, but we got to wait for the right deal. Listen, I agree with you. I think that Dominic Smith doesn't fit on this team. I think that we should do what we have to do. I don't know, man. It's tough because I want JD Davis traded too. I don't think JD Davis really has a place on this team at all, other than a DH. And it really depends on the DH, designated hitter. Because if they want Robinson Cano to DH every day, if they want him to play every day, then where is JD Davis and Dominic Smith going to play? They're going to be on the bench. And obviously we know Dominic Smith doesn't want to be on the bench. And JD Davis, I'm sure he doesn't want to be on the bench either. So it makes sense. It makes sense why these guys don't want to be on the bench, guys, because they're still young. It's not like they're old guys, you know what I'm saying? So if you're a young guy in the major leagues and you want to play for a team, you want to play as an everyday player, and you don't want to be, a bench player. So Mets fan said, so 4 days until opening day, what are our only options? Our only options really is to trade JD Davis and Dominic Smith. That's really our only options. I don't see, I just don't see any other option right now. I don't see the Mets trading any relievers. Maybe Miguel Castro can be traded, but I don't think anybody else can be traded. They're not going to trade Trevor May. So I don't know. It depends. It really depends on what the Mets get back. But like Daniel Kim, we got to wait on the right deal. We can't just, let teams fleece us. We can't let teams take advantage of us. So as long as the Mets do what the Braves did last year, we will be fine. Listen, I agree. I think that, with the Mets, they got to do what it seems like the Mets, they know what they're missing and they're trying to find a way to fix it. So, it looks like the Mets are active, in the trade market, and they are trying to do something different, so it's exciting that the Mets, it looks like Billy Epler is very active. This guy really wants to do something for this team. This guy wants to help the team get better. Steve Cohen has expectations to get to the World Series. So the Mets don't want to waste this season, and I completely understand why they don't, because this season, they really want to win. They got Max Scherzer. They got one of the best pitchers, and they also have Jacob deGrom, who's going to come back. So hopefully he will come back. But yeah, Mets fans, you said Chris Paddock is literally like a Tyler McGill. Yes, I like Tyler McGill. I really do. Tyler McGill impressed me last year. I think he had a really pretty good year. Honestly, he did struggle, but, obviously he's a young pitcher. He came up, basically he was in Double-A last year, and, he got to the major league. So we'll see what happens, but I like McGill, and I think he is good. Daniel Kim said Paddock only had one good year and his rookie year when the Polar Bear won the Rookie of the Year. Yes, Chris Paddock really only had that 1 year. He's a very competitive pitcher, and I feel like the Mets were interested in him because they see that they can help Chris Paddock. So if Chris Paddock was a Met, I feel like Jeremy Hefner could help him out, and he does have upside, but we'll see. It's not going to happen now, but we'll see, guys. We'll see. Hey, what's going on, Johnny Cage? Welcome to the stream. For now, looks like the trade is off, reported by John Heyman. Yes, the trade is off. The trade is completely off. Um, we're just talking about it right now. We're just talking about like how bad it would have been, and how we didn't want the deal done. But I say definitely, Scherzer is already dealing with a hamstring injury. You're completely right about that, Johnny Cage. Definitely, leave a like on the on the stream and subscribe if you're new. But yeah, Johnny Cage, I'll tell you this. With the Scherzer news, it it's like the Mets are panicking. You know what I'm saying? Because they signed Max. They got Max Scherzer. I think they got Max Scherzer for a reason. Obviously they saw DeGrom injured. They saw that DeGrom was injured last year, so they had to do what they had to do. And Steve Cohen wants to win this year, so he got one of the best pitchers in the whole major leagues, a Cy Young pitcher, so a 3-time Cy Young pitcher. So listen, I think that Scherzer is very important to this team, and whatever the Mets have to do to have Scherzer healthy, I don't want Scherzer to miss any time. I honestly don't. I think Max Scherzer is a very important player to us. I really like Chris Bassett. I think Chris Bassett is a really good pitcher, basically an ace pitcher. I really like him as well. But Max Scherzer is so important to this team, guys. Johnny, Scherzer is completely important. And I think that Max Scherzer, I hope he's not really injured. I know he has a minor hamstring issue, and that's the problem I have with this New York Mets team, this organization. And when they say that these issues are minor, these situations are minor, oh, we're not very concerned. And guess what? They miss months of time. So listen, I want the Mets to do what they have to do. Okay, I'm not happy that these guys, come on. I want this team to do good. I want this team to win. But guys, I also want this team, to be really, really good. I want us to win the World Series. Come on. The Braves won the World Series without their best player. Also, Tatis is out 3 months. Yes, Daniel Kim, you're completely right. Tatis is out. The Braves won the World Series without Acuna. So the Mets, it is possible for the Mets to do something with that. So it's not like it's impossible, the Mets to win without Jacob deGrom. But obviously with Jacob deGrom, it would be an amazing help because we know what Jacob deGrom can do. But Johnny said, that age, he's 38. Yeah, he's around the 35 area, He's 30 years old. He's 30 something. He's 35. Max Scherzer is pretty much old. You know what I'm saying? He can still pitch very, very good. He's still an ace, but he's not young. These injuries, with these old guys, it makes sense. So listen, Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, the Mets need Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer to win the World Series. Okay, so whatever the Mets have to do, if Jacob deGrom needs 2 months off, then whatever. The Mets have to do what they have to do to win games, guys. So I'm optimistic. I think that the Mets, have a really good lineup. I really like their lineup. I like how they're playing in spring. Obviously we know with the regular season and how that's different. But with the situation, we know that, yeah, Daniel Kim said the Mets are cursed. Cespedes was always hurt. David Wright retired young because of injury. Listen, I really hope that's not true. I don't want the Mets to be cursed. I hope that the Mets are not cursed. But yeah, I honestly, we haven't had much luck. We haven't had much luck. What is it called? We get a guy, that does really good in Boston, the Boston Red Sox. Jason Bay had a great season. And guess what? We sign him and he comes to the Mets and he does terrible. So listen, playing in New York is not easy. Okay. So I think that the Mets have a really good offense though right now. I like their lineup. I like Starling Marte. I love what he brings to the lineup. I think that Starling Marte is a very, very important player to this team. Everybody's health is important. And, everybody thinks that the Mets, if they are healthy, they can win the World Series. Listen, I like their odds if they're all healthy. With Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer, it's going to be missed. It's going to be missed. Obviously, Jacob deGrom, it's going to be missed. You know what Jacob deGrom does to this team. You know his energy. You know how the Mets are when Jacob deGrom is on the mound. You know how unbeatable he really is. So, come on. it sucks that, Jacob deGrom is not going to be on this team. Basically he's going to be hurt. That he's going to be shut down for 4 months. But I mean, not for 4 months, for 4 weeks. But it can lead to 2 months, because obviously he's gonna have to ramp up. He's gonna have to get rehab. So it's probably gonna be 2 months, guys. We're probably looking at 2 months without Jacob deGrom. Now, I really like Chris Bassett. I love what he brings to this team. Chris Bassett, goodness sakes, he looks so important, such an important acquisition, because obviously if they don't have Jacob deGrom or Max Scherzer, then come on. This rotation, I like Tyler McGill. I like David Peterson, but these guys are young. So I do like David Peterson. I think that David Peterson can be a really good starter. He was a first-round draft pick. I feel like these guys that first-round draft picks, they're not guaranteed. But with the Mets, it seems to be a real issue. Dominic Smith, first-round draft pick, and look what he is now. Basically mediocre. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, Daniel Kim, Jason Bay was terrible because he crashed into the fence at the Dodger Stadium and wasn't the same ever again. He had a concussion. Yeah, he did. He definitely had a concussion. But honestly, guys, I think that the Mets, they should really, make moves. I think that they, if they got to make a move, they got to make a move to get better. Obviously, we want the Mets to get better. We want them to be successful. We want them to win as many games as possible in the first half and the second half. We want them to win the division. It's going to be tough because we still got the Braves. It's going to be tough because Miami has good pitching. It's going to be tough because obviously we still got the Phillies and, Nick Castellanos and Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber and whatever. Their offense is still really, really good. And they still got JT Realmuto. So it's real tough to see that, the Mets, have lost Jacob deGrom, and possibly can lose Max Scherzer. Now, I don't want them to lose Max Scherzer, but, the Mets have to be concerned right now. The latest Mets talk, what somebody said today on Twitter? Somebody from the Mets sources said that the opening day could be a freaking bullpen game. A bullpen game for the opening day? Are you kidding me? I don't want the Mets to have a freaking bullpen game for the opening day. Come on. Yeah, the depth needs to step up. They got to do their part in the starting rotation. I'm confident the Mets will make more moves to replace deGrom and Mad Max. Goodness, Daniel Kim, I hope they will. I hope they will. But, it's hard to replace 2 aces. Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer are aces, and it's hard to replace them. Now, obviously, we know what the Mets, and we know that they're doing everything that they can to get better, and they're trying to look at options, and they even talked about Eric Hosmer today. So, with the situation, I'm happy that the trade wasn't done. I'm happy that we are not getting Hosmer. I'm happy that we are not, bailing out the Padres out of that money, because Eric Hosmer is still owed that money from the Padres. So, guys, listen, it's a tough situation. It's a real tough situation, man. It's a real tough situation. I'm not going to lie. I think that the Mets, I think that they have to do what they have to do, honestly. They got to do what they got to do. On the bright side, deGrom won't be opting out his contract. Listen, Daniel Kim, I actually want Jacob deGrom to opt out his contract. I actually want Jacob deGrom to opt out his contract because I want him to be healthy. If he's healthy, he's going to opt out his contract. You know what I'm saying? I know he wants money, and he deserves it. Jacob deGrom deserves all the money that he wants, to be honest. Jacob deGrom is the best pitcher in the major leagues when healthy. And that's the problem, when healthy. So if Jacob deGrom, is healthy, I would love to see Jacob deGrom come back, in June. Pops is possibly late May. I would say probably June, early June. And, really give us, a real trade acquisition, a real Jacob deGrom. And he comes back and does amazing. It would be amazing to see Jacob deGrom pick up this team. So it's a tough situation. But I think that, with Jacob deGrom, I'm actually, I'm actually, pretty okay that this happened now because, I don't want this to happen during the season. Now, Daniel Kim said, yeah, that's true, but he won't be healthy. We probably won't ever see him again until hopefully the playoffs. Whoa, Daniel Kim. Whoa, I think that we're gonna see him again, possibly in June. So, I mean, listen, if we have to wait to the playoffs, that's gonna be even more. That's gonna be tough. Welcome, Christian, to the stream, man. DeGrom will be fine. He has no structural damage in the shoulder or the elbow. A fracture will heal. Now, yes, a fracture will heal. It does take time. We'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, I think that Jacob deGrom, he's so important to this team, and I'm actually pretty happy that it happened now instead of during the season, because it would have been a tough blow during the season if the Mets were first place, for the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then what? Jacob deGrom gets injured, and then you know what I'm saying? We lose Jacob deGrom for possibly 4 months or something. So I don't want to lose Jacob deGrom, obviously, but we have to, the Mets have to do what they have to do. They got to give him time. So listen, it is what it is. Johnny Cage said if they get that far, yeah, Johnny Cage, listen, if they get that far, if the Mets get that far, hopefully, the Mets are in first place or second place by the trade deadline, and Jacob deGrom can pitch. Hopefully, he is healthy by that time. I hope, like Christian said, there is no structural damage, so we'll see what happens. Javi Beers, I'm pissed that deGrom and Mad Max is injured. Listen, I completely agree with you. I think that, it sucks. It sucks. But, it sucks because, we know the Mets. And, obviously, there's a problem because we can never have an amazing, perfect, everybody healthy. There's always somebody unhealthy, somebody, that has to have Tommy John surgery, somebody that, can't really make it in opening day. So it sucks for the Mets, that they're dealing with this situation. But we'll see what happens, man. Christian said, I'm also Scherzer said he will be fine. He is not concerned. It is minor hamstring tightness. Now, listen, I know that Max Scherzer, he's not very concerned, but I'm concerned. I think that, listen, any type of injury like that, it can be hurt. It can definitely, let's say Max Scherzer goes out there, pitches 5, 6 shutout innings, and guess what? He gets injured. So listen, I don't know, man. It's tough because Max Scherzer is very important, man, to this team. And, this is the only really team that, a guy like Jacob deGrom is injured. And then, but yeah, hamstrings, they can linger. They can linger. And I don't want Max Scherzer to have, a terrible, a Mets, a welcoming, you know what I'm saying? I don't want him to go on the mound, pitch 6 innings and get injured. So I don't know. It's really tough. What if it's a chronic injury like Tatis shoulder? Could be the same for deGrom. Goodness sakes. That's even worse. I mean, I don't want Jacob deGrom to be, really have a real issue and, not ever be able to pitch again. So I hopefully that's not the case. Yeah, this is the life of a Mets fan, man. To be honest, this is the terrible life of a Mets fan. It feels like we're cursed. It really feels like we're cursed. But yeah, you never know with hamstrings, they can linger. I completely agree with you, Johnny. But yeah, guys, if you're new to the stream, guys, leave a like on the stream. Definitely, leave a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel, and push those notifications if you're new. But yeah, guys, we are on the road to 300 subscribers. I'm loving you guys' support so much. And yeah, we're going to keep interacting. deGrom said it was nothing last year, and he was out the entire second half. Well, I'll tell you this. deGrom said, that's what I'm saying. deGrom thinks he's his own doctor. He knows his own body. Oh, he knows everything. deGrom doesn't know everything. He's not a doctor, okay? He's not a doctor. Obviously, he knows his mechanics, but that's not the same as his body. So, with the situation, it was tough. because obviously, Jacob deGrom actually said he would have been able to come back, after, the second half. He would have been able to come back, like, probably before the season ended, like right before the season ended or something like that, probably in September, May, something like that. That's what he said. But it's tough because obviously, the Mets weren't going to the playoffs, so they didn't need Jacob deGrom. But Jacob deGrom said he was able to pitch. So I don't know. That's the thing. I think Jacob deGrom thinks he knows himself too much. I think he thinks too much. He has so much confidence, and I completely understand. But bro, you're not a doctor. You're not a doctor. Every team has injuries. The Mets are not cursed. People need to relax. Christian, listen, I know that, every team has injuries. It is 162. It's not freaking 88. It's not 60 games. It's 162. It's a long baseball season, okay? So I agree with you. I think that, I hope that the Mets aren't cursed. I really hope. And, every team does have injuries. What's going on? Sweaty R6, welcome to the stream. Leave a like, subscribe on the channel. Definitely welcome to the stream. Our pitching rotation is still fine. Listen, Sweaty, I'll tell you this. Or Sweetie, sorry. Yeah, Sweetie, I'm sorry about that. It's Sweetie R6. Sweetie R6, it's tough because, I don't want to see Max Scherzer injured, but apparently he looks injured. You know what I'm saying? With the hamstring, they're talking about it's a minor issue. It's tough with the Mets. You can't really trust the Mets anymore. Anything with the Mets, it's a minor league issue. It's a minor issue. We're not very concerned. And guess what happens? The guy gets injured for 2 months. So come on. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about Max Scherzer. I'm not as concerned about Jacob deGrom because I think he's going to be fine. But I am concerned about Max Scherzer because I don't want him to be injured either. Yeah, Christian, Daniel Kim, said the Mets were number 1 last year in injuries. Relax. What deGrom is heading the same path as Cespedes and David Wright, always injured. Ooh, that's tough. The Mets were not number 1 in injuries last year. The D-backs were. They were. The D-backs were terrible. They had a terrible season. Hey, welcome, John Connolly. Sorry. Time to check into the Oakland starter. Man, welcome to the stream. Subscribe if you're new. Definitely we're on the road to 300. John, I'll tell you this. Oakland has some enticing pitching options. We got Sean Manaea, and they got Frankie Montes. And the Mets with Frankie Montes, he's gonna cost us some prospects. So it's gonna be tough to see. With the Mets situation, it's gonna be tough because obviously the Mets don't want to trade the farm, but they might have to. I don't know. I really don't know, but they have to get pitching. Pitching is so important. I think the Mets think that they have depth right now, but they want to get better. With the situation, it's tough. It's really a tough situation. Only Johnny Cage said only my team is cursed. Seems to be cursed in October. Oh man, yeah. I feel like the Mets. Hopefully they're not cursed, man. Mets were number 1. Dodgers were number 2. Look it up in injuries. Okay. I like that you guys are interacting with each other. I love that. Definitely, guys. This says a lot about teams. Okay, this says a lot about teams. When teams can handle these injuries, it says a lot about their depth. It says a lot about, how they handle their organization. Obviously, losing a player like Jacob deGrom is terrible. It's a terrible situation. It sucks because obviously we know we had the best 1-2 punch to come in such a long time with Max Scherzer. So I'm still excited for the season. I think that personally, the Mets have still a rotation that's pretty good. Hopefully Scherzer's not injured. That's really a big issue with me. I just hope he's not injured. Randy, the pen is set. We could always use another one, though. Definitely need another good starting pitcher. If Scherzer's hurt, then we need 2. Goodness sakes. I don't want Scherzer to be hurt. I hope that Max Scherzer's not hurt. But, the bullpen, it would be nice to get another bullpen arm. Maybe we could check in on some guys. I don't really know exactly who, But I say the Mets, they're looking into options. It seems that the Mets are looking into bullpen options. They're looking into starting rotation depth. They're doing what they can to get better. This shows a lot about the Mets. It shows that the Mets are not giving up on this season, and they're really trying to scramble and be better. So they're really trying to do what they have to do. Let's not forget how MLB have been mistreating Bauer since the second half of the last season. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That Trevor Bauer situation is ugly. That Trevor Bauer situation is very, very ugly. Listen, I know, Mets fans said, I don't think that, we really need the bullpen arm, but it's always good to look to, it's always good. I feel like, yeah, I agree with you. I think it's always good to look for a bullpen arm. I think personally, with the Mets, I think that they got to do what they have to do to get better. Okay. Anything that they can do to get better, they have to do it. So, I think, guys, that Dominic Smith, he can still be traded. Dominic Smith can still be traded. Doesn't want to play in a platoon role. Doesn't want to be on the bench. He's a young guy, wants to play every day. And it makes sense. I completely understand why Dominic Smith wants to play every day. So, JD Davis also, guys, we'll see what happens with JD Davis. Lane said, do the Mets make a call or call up Matt Peterson and Jake Reed and Tyler McGill? I think you're talking about David Peterson, Jake Reed and Tyler McGill. Well, Jake Reed is like a relief pitcher, and he's not good at all. He's mediocre. Tyler McGill is going to be in the rotation. It's guaranteed. Tyler McGill is going to get a role in the rotation. With the news of DeGrom and possibly Scherzer, he's going to get a role. He's going to get a role with, the Mets. He's going to be in the rotation. Tyler McGill is going to make the rotation. So David Peterson, I think David Peterson and Tyler McGill are going to be very, very important. You know what I'm saying? They are very, very important. They're still young. They're still guys that can, they're still young. Like I said, they gives us good depth. So we'll see what happens, man. But we need to fix this rotation. We need to fix this issue. We need to fix these injuries, man. And we'll see. Mets fans said pen arms have been very, very good. 2 pen arms in spring training have had one bad day, but that is true about everyone, of course. Listen, I don't really take too much into spring training. With spring training and bullpen, I don't really take too much into it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't really see, spring training being like a definite, oh, wow, he's amazing. Oh, wow, he's ready. Obviously we know Edwin Diaz is ready. Okay, we know that Trevor May, hopefully he has a good season with the Mets. He's very important to the Mets too, Seth Lugo has to have a good season. Automatavino has to have this bullpen has potential to be really, really good if handled right, and I think Buck Showalter is going to handle the bullpen right. Johnny said, and come to find out he wasn't even charged and still can't come back. But yeah, Ozuna did worse and he is back. Oh, Ozuna's back already? Or he's going to be back? Damn. I did not know that about Marcell Ozuna. But yeah, Trevor Bauer, I don't know. That Trevor Bauer situation is really ugly. The situation is tough. It's crazy to say that, the Mets are, with the MLB, with Bauer, because Thank God that the Mets didn't sign Trevor Bauer, because it would have been even more tough. So Mets fans are saying, I think we got this rotation: Scherzer, Bassett, Blank, Carrasco, Walker, and then McGill. Listen, I think that's what we got too. Honestly, we'll see what happens. It all really depends on Scherzer, guys, because as good as Jacob deGrom is, if he does need to be healthy and he does need some time off, then listen, we got to give him the time off. We can't, we can't let Jacob deGrom pitch injured. You know what I'm saying? So thank God we have Max Scherzer. Thank God. Gio said LFGM for life, man. LFGM, man, for sure. Do you think the Mets need one relief pitcher? Honestly, I think that the Mets do need. I don't think that the Mets need a relief pitcher. I think it would have been nice to have like Kelly Johnson, or somebody like that. Craig Kimbrell, somebody to give us some type of you know real postseason experience, or real experience out there. The whole team has to have a really good season, not just one specific player. The whole team has to overachieve in order to be in the playoffs. Yes, I agree with you. Daniel Kim, agree with you. The Mets have to have a good team. The Mets team they have to play together. So we'll see. Lane said, do the Mets call up Matt Williams? Matt Williams. Matt Williams. Who's Matt Williams? Lane, tell me who's Matt Williams. Is that a prospect? I never heard about Matt Williams before. If Scherzer's hurt, then we do need two players. Listen, yeah, I hope Scherzer's not hurt, man. I really hope Scherzer's not hurt. Honestly. John said Seth Lugo's dying to start. Seth Lugo has been dying to start for so long. But Seth Lugo's better in the bullpen for the Mets. Seth Lugo is better in the bullpen. With the starting rotation, Seth Lugo wants to start. But goodness sakes, we'll see what happens. I think Seth Lugo is very, very important, guys, and I think that Seth Lugo is best suited as a bullpen pitcher for this team. He has to be a bullpen pitcher for this team. Lane said yes. And Mets fan said I think he means Trevor Williams. Listen, Trevor Williams is also I like Trevor Williams. I like Trevor Williams a lot. I think that Trevor Williams, is a guy that can definitely, yeah. Lane said Trevor Williams. Okay, so Trevor Williams. I like Trevor Williams. I like what I saw from Trevor Williams. This guy attacks the zone. This guy is like old-fashioned. This guy is like Robert Gazelman, but better. Okay? He attacks the zone. He attacks the guys. He's not scared of no one. And, I like Trevor Williams. I like what he brings to this team. I like him either as a relief pitcher or starting depth. You could put him anywhere and he'll pitch. I do like Trevor Williams. He's very important to this team as well. With the depth, Trevor Williams, I like what he brings. He attacks guys. He's not scared of guys. He pitches to contact. He doesn't have 95 miles per hour stuff, but he pitches to contact and gets outs. So that's what I like from Trevor Williams. Mets fan said Walker is good. Carrasco worries me. McGill's a replacement for him. Third spot for DeGrom is a blank. Walker is good. I hope that Walker, has a better season. First half and second half. Carrasco does worry me as well. Carrasco worries me very much. I don't know. There's a problem with Carrasco. I like Carrasco. I think he's a nice guy. Very nice guy. A nice teammate. But honestly, Carlos Carrasco has not been good for the Mets in any way. McGill's a replacement for him. Third spot for DeGrom is a blank. Well, yeah, or for Carrasco can be shared by Williams and McGill. I mean, listen, I like Tyler McGill. I think he's still young, but I think that Tyler McGill, will have a better year as well. I like Tyler McGill. I like what I see from Tyler McGill. And he's also working on a cutter, Tyler McGill, as well. So he's working to improve himself. He's working to be better. So we'll see. I think Walker will have a very strong year. I hope Taijuan Walker has a strong year, man. Taijuan Walker is very, very important, man. I hope he has a strong year. Honestly, Taijuan Walker is very important to this team, guys. With the rotation, when we didn't have Max Scherzer, when we didn't have Chris Bassett, the rotation looked weak. The rotation looked weak with just DeGrom, Carrasco, what is it called? Tyler McGill and Taijuan Walker. It looked weak to me. So I'm excited. I'm happy that we got Scherzer. I just want him to be healthy. Okay. John said check into the Cubs. Kyle Kendricks for Dom. Love Dom, but wants to start. Listen, Kyle Kendricks. I like Kyle Kendricks. I like the way he pitches. I think the Mets should make a move for Kyle Kendricks. I like what he brings. He had a really good season last year as well. Kyle Kendricks knows how to pitch. He doesn't pitch 95 miles per hour, but he knows how to pitch. He knows what to do with his pitches. So, like I said, he doesn't pitch fast, but he knows how to pitch to contact and gets outs. So I do like Kyle Hendricks. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I would like Kyle Hendricks for Dom. Honestly, I think Dom is going to be traded. So we'll see what happens. We have two good pitchers, and then we have Walker, fourth and third slot blank. Yeah, honestly, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Lane said, does Dom Smith go to the Cubs? The Cubs need a first baseman, right? I think that the Cubs should be interested in Dominic Smith. They should. Any team that needs a first baseman should be interested in Dominic Smith because he's still a young guy that has control over, and he's a first-round draft pick. So Dominic Smith has a lot going for himself, just by his name. But obviously with his stats last year, it really put down his market, and it's been tough. Walker has looked great so far. Yeah, I like what Taijuan Walker. I like what I've seen from him. He's been good. Carrasco has not. Carrasco, I'm just not a fan. I don't know. Carrasco, there's a problem. I don't know. There's something missing with Carrasco. I don't know if he forgot how to pitch or they just know what he's pitching every time and he tips his pitches. I don't know what the problem is with Carlos Carrasco, but we do have a problem. I think right now we need one starting pitcher. Yeah, listen, I think that, I'm going to say this. I'm going to put the watch. So it's going to be Scherzer. Number 2 is going to be Bassett. Number 3 got to be Taijuan Walker. Yeah. Number 4 has to be Carrasco or Miguel. And then number 5 has to be David Peterson. Or Trevor Williams. Okay, guys. So listen. That's pretty much the rotation. I think this is the rotation without the Grom. This is the rotation without the Grom, guys. Max Scherzer, Chris Bassett, Taijuan Walker, Carlos Carrasco, or Tyler McGill, David Peterson, or Trevor Williams. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you guys think. I think that Max Scherzer, I hope he's healthy, and because he has to be on number 1, man. He has to be on number 1. He has to be. Chris Bassett is going to be on number 2, no doubt. Taijuan Walker got to be on number 3. Carrasco or McGill has to be number 4. And David Peterson or Williams have to be number 5. So that's really the rotation right there, guys. That's the depth. That's the options the Mets have. Lane said, do the Mets sign Kyle Hendricks? I like Kyle Hendricks. That's what I say. I like Kyle Hendricks. I think that he knows how to pitch. He doesn't pitch that 95 miles per hour fastball. He doesn't have high velocity, but he knows how to pitch. He knows how to get outs. So listen, if the Mets make a move for Kyle Hendricks, I would like it because I do like Kyle Hendricks and I like the season he had last year. But we would have to trade for him because I don't think he's a free agent. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about the rotation. Max Scherzer, Chris Bassett, Taijuan Walker, Carlos Carrasco, or Tyler McGill. If it was me, I'll go for Tyler McGill. and David Peterson or Trevor Williams. And if it was me, I'll probably go at Trevor Williams. And it's tough because I like David Peterson. I like David Peterson and I like Tyler McGill. So these guys are still young. These guys have still, they still have potential. But with Max Scherzer, Chris Bassett, Tyjon Walker, I like the rotation the way it is. Obviously, without DeGrom, this is the rotation. The Lane said the Yankees win today. Oh man, listen, the Yankees, bro. The Yankees, the Yankees have a lot of issues themselves with rotation problems, with pitching problems. Severino doesn't look so good. They've been beating him up in spring. Luis Severino. So we'll see what happens with that. But I don't know. Garrett Cole is a really good pitcher, but doesn't perform when he plays rival teams like Boston, or Houston. So we'll see. But definitely, guys, this is the rotation: Max Scherzer, Chris Bassett, Tyjon Walker, Carlos Carrasco, Tyler McGill, David Peterson, or Trevor Williams. I like Trevor Williams. I personally like Trevor Williams because he pitches to contact. He knows how to get outs. He's not scared of no one. He's not scared of Juan Soto. He's not scared of Bryce Harper. He gets outs. He does what he has to do in pitches. That's what I like about Trevor Williams. So thank God that the Mets do have Trevor Williams still, because it looks like they're going to need rotation depth, and they need Trevor Williams. So, David Peterson is also intriguing as well, because, he's still young. This is going to be his third season with the Mets. His first season was really much that, what is it called, that 2020 pandemic year. And 2021, he got injured, and wasn't having a great season. And then this season, we'll see what happens with David Peterson, but it doesn't look great, but we'll see what happens, man. Honestly, I just don't. I want the Mets to have a successful season. I want them to be really, really good. We got to hold down the fort, guys. We got to hold down the fort. The Mets have to hold down the fort for Jacob deGrom when he comes back. And, if they make another move, then they got to make another move. I'm going to look at my phone. What did the Mets do with Drew Smith? I like Drew Smith. I do like Drew Smith. I really don't know, to be honest. I don't even know if he has options, minor league options. I know Sean Reed-Foley has no minor league options. So, Sean Reed-Foley, Drew Smith, Stefan Nagasic, whatever his name is. These guys are people that can help the bullpen, So I do like Drew Smith still. I do like David. I do like Stefan Nagasic, So we'll see, man. But I think that personally, the Mets, with the bullpen, they look pretty much in shape with their bullpen guys. Miguel Castro, Trevor May, Adam Ottavino. The only really that you can't say that's really not in place is that lefty reliever. Let me look at any baseball. Wow, the Yankees just made a trade. The Yankees traded Albert Abreu and left-hander Robert Alstrom for Jose Trevino, and he's a catcher. Wow. Okay. Daniel Kim said, I have a feeling we will get Minaya or Montez. Goodness sakes, if we get Montez, that'll be good for us. If we get Montez, that'll be good for us, and hopefully we won't have to give up a top prospect. It would be nice. It'll be nice. Lane said, yeah. Yeah, y'all traded Albert Abreu, who's I think he did pretty good for you guys, I think, right? I think. But the Yankees did need another catcher. Um, I think there was his name, the guy that they got for the Gary Sanchez deal. He's hurt, so he won't be starting the season. And Kyle Ishikawa is going to be the starting catcher. So we'll see what happens there. But honestly, it's the Yankees. I don't know, man. They have a lot of issues, man. Yankees have a lot of issues. But back to the Mets, man. I think that listen, honestly, if the Mets was to get a trade for Frankie Montez or Sean Manaea, we would have to give up something. And I'm not gonna lie, I would give up JD Davis in a flash. In a flash. Because I don't want to see JD Davis or Dominic Smith on this team anymore. Honestly, I think Dominic Smith it's played its course, with Dominic Smith. I just don't think he really has a place on this team anymore. And JD Davis, I don't think has a place on this team anymore either. So seeing these guys hit in spring, seeing these guys in spring playing, is like these guys don't really have a position. And honestly, guys, in the system, Travis Jankowski in the Mets organization thinks that they're better suited with Travis Jankowski better than Dominic Smith. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have a lot of confidence in Dominic Smith. Some people think Dominic Smith lied about his injury last year, which I'm a little fishy on. I don't know if he lied. I don't know if he just said that, but obviously, when you had a terrible season, you're going to do everything that you can to look good. And saying that he had a big injury, torn labrum or whatever he said, it gives us like an insurance policy, But Lane said, who is in the system for the Cleveland Guardians? Let's take a look at the system, man. Let's take a look at the Cleveland Guardians system. So the Cleveland Guardians, they have an outfielder named George Valera. He's still in Double-A. He's probably going to be in the majors next year. He's a guy that did move from New York to the Dominican Republic when he was age 13. Guy that in Double-A, he reached 19 homers, 11 steals, 86 games. So 280 hitter. I mean, listen, George Valera looks pretty good. They got Daniel Espino. He's a right-handed pitcher. His ETA is 2023. And they got Gabriel Arias, who is his ETA is this year. And he's an infielder. And he was in the Mike Clevenger trade. Okay. So listen, that's pretty much the guys in the Cleveland Guardians, the top three. There's some other guys there, but I don't think there's really much mentioning. But yeah, that's pretty much the top farm system for the Cleveland Guardians. But honestly, man, the Mets have a really good farm right now. Francisco Alvarez, Brett Beatty, Ronnie Mauricio, Mark Vientos, Matthew Allen, or Matt Allen, whatever you want to call him, Alex Ramirez, outfielder, Khalil Lee, Nick Plummer, Dominic Hamill. So listen, the Mets, we'll see, man. I mean, we'll see if the Mets have to make a trade because, listen, if they got to make a trade to help out the rotation, then they got to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens, but I think, guys, we got to be optimistic. We have to have a really good season. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we do well. Definitely, going to be streaming another day. Definitely going to have more videos for you guys. If you haven't checked out my video on the on the trade for Chris Paddock, Eric Hosmer, Dominic Smith, and Emilio Pagan. Check it out. Let me know if you enjoy it. Comment. But yeah, guys, I'm out of here. Love you guys so much. Always want to end my stream with telling you guys you can do anything that you want to do in your life. Don't let anyone stop you. And LFGM for life. Stay blessed. Love you guys. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. Wonderful, wonderful weekend. And yeah, definitely gonna upload more videos. Check out that new video that I just uploaded on the trade on the it's not on the off trade because it's not on anymore, but it still was a good video to do. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys so much. We on the road to 300 subscribers. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe on the channel and push those notifications. Love you guys. Stay blessed. I love GM for life.